And with that 2-1, we're live. Hi, everybody. We're back for another Tickfaw, and as you can see, we are all on our usual bullshit.
Crazy.
So, also, we've lost Yasmin's camera for some reason. It's like not even. It's on my end, not yours. Let me fix that.
Okay.
I guess when I restarted Streamlabs, it's like, yeah, I don't know what window you want now.
It's like, nah.
Pretty much. There we go. Yeah, sorry for the late stream. I had everything all set up, went to go hit the go live button, and then Streamlabs was like, we can't connect to this URL, cause reasons. So it's like, great.
Oh, no.
Anyways, I had to restart the whole thing. But we're back. We're good. Before we pass everything off to Rowan to get into all of the romantic action, as I'm sure it will no doubt go, we're going to give everybody a chance to introduce themselves. And then I'll talk a little bit about viewer actions, how you can actually participate in the show as a viewer, which is pretty cool. And then we'll jump in. So starting with Rowan, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hi, I'm Rowan North. I'm a freelance illustrator and art educator. You can find me at rowannorthillustrations.org or at my Twitter handle, which is down here, I believe. So, yeah, I will post that on the chat on the side. Yay!
Awesome. Next, we've got Vanessa. Tell us a little bit about Mira and yourself.
Hi, I'm Vanessa. I am the resident Canadian of the group. I am primarily a pencil sketch and watercolor artist. You can find me there at my handle on Twitter. It's at PepperoDraws, and that's pepper like the candy. And you can also find me on Ko-fi or Coffee, depending on how you say that, which is just /PepperoPrincess instead of draws. But yeah, I play Mira, and she is the angry small of the group. Sorry. And yeah, she's a fairy. She's a red cap fairy, which is basically the fairy equivalent of a vampire.
Crash as well, so I'm gonna guess it's an internet thing. Okay, I think we're back. And nobody's in the right spot.
Oh no.
It's happening with ads as well, so it's a Twitch thing. Yeah, we're dropping frames like mad too. Holy shit.
Nobody panic. I say as I panic.
Yeah.
Somebody quick, tell me a cute OC back.
arielynits.com. And yeah, Jonas is just kind of a gooey, mushy sweetheart, as well as, I mean, he's keeping it together, but he's also like super mischievous, I guess, and he really enjoys a good joke or something like that, which is why he is currently trying to convince Naomi that they are all members of this crazy kooky cult that worship a bird god. And that is all.
All right. And that just leaves me. So I play Dr. Tilda Jenkins, who is she's a person that handles museums and libraries and things like that. That's what her degree is in, and she's currently doing a library restoration project for Savoy. Since everything has started happening and going on and everything, she's kind of become the resident magic expert, and knows all of the trivia on monsters, or at least the most out of anybody in the group currently. So that's kind of her role. With that, I mentioned we were going to talk about viewer actions. So there's a few different ways that you can actually interact with the game. You can actually help out the players or hinder them if you want. One of the easiest ways to do so is through the game tweet, which is right there in chat. For every 5 interactions on that, that's likes, comments, and retweets. A D4 goes to the cast and to the DM. With this being Monster of the Week, that is a particularly powerful tool for everybody to use. It almost adds a full extra die into our rolls every time we do something. So that's a really easy way to go about it. Another thing that you can use are guild coins. It's the small rainbow colored icon below the Twitch chat box. And with that, you can do a few different things that are not exactly story related, but then you can also use plot points, which allow you to do anything from an inconsequential to a pretty significant change to the scene that's happening. You can see the explanation for all of those in a panel down below the Twitch video box. It tells you what each one does, some examples on there. But you get those guild coins just by watching and hanging out on the stream. And then finally, if you want to support the channel financially, we've got some options there. We already saw Michael did one of those, which was adding a D6. But you can do those through coffee.com/Raven or kofi.com/Raven if you want to mispronounce it. Raven.rocks. Raven.rocks, subscriptions, bits, or Patreon. So our Bard tier and up patrons get credits every month to go to viewer actions that they can turn in at any point. So most of those are pretty self-explanatory, but some of them that may not be. The switch allows you to change somebody else's action word. So for example, if Rowan was going to say something like, I don't know, a mimic's about to bite off your ear, we could throw out a switch and say it doesn't bite the ear, it does something that's not a direct synonym. And Rowan would have to pick something else. Maybe the mimic ends up licking their ear and it's really awkward, something like that. Borrowed success means that the player will succeed automatically, but on their every subsequent success, a d20 is rolled, and if it comes up 15, then that was the success that they lost. So that continues until a 15 pops up or the end of the session. It's a bit of a gamble. Complication, you can type in a couple sentences into chat when you redeem that, and we will try our best to work that into the game. Generally, we'll play it out as written, but the GMs do have discretion to change it if it doesn't quite fit the overall game. But generally, we try to keep it as close to what you wrote as possible. And then finally, swap 2 players for 5 minutes. We swap roles. So you could end up with Yasmin as the GM for 5 minutes and Rowan playing Savoy, or any other combination thereof. It's really funny, and it's usually a lot of fun. But yeah, that's how that works. Currently, the cast has 2d4 and 2d6. The GM has 5d4, 1d6, and 1 switch. And that's where we're at. So with that, we're going to pass it off to Rowan.
You guys, please don't hinder us. We're fragile. Okay. use your
for yourself.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm fragile. Please don't hurt us. I'm easily hurt. Just keep it in mind. Anyway.
Amazing. All right. So let's talk about what happened last time, because a lot happened in a very small period of time. So basically, all the stuff with the shop, you went to the shop because Faith was worried about his mom. Mom was fine. Found that the shop was full of mimics. The big mimic followed Naomi out the door. And Savoy locked herself in the shop so that Zahil would have a chance to shine. Where Zahil ended up finding Temriu's locket, or the prince's locket, and had a conversation with the prince, where the prince encouraged Zahil to find his other artifacts.
Quick interruption.
And kill a little girl.
Thank you, Michael, for that $3 donation, giving a switch to Rowan to terrorize us with.
Oh. Did I not just say that I was fragile, Michael, please.
Oh.
So now you've got two switches,
Please.
Rowan.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Anyways, when did I get the first switch?
It's been on
I
there for a
remember
long
this.
time.
I literally do not remember this. Anyways,
That's good. Just continue forgetting that it's there.
I promise nothing. Now I have noticed. Anyways,
Oh, did I say switch? I meant you have a D4, that's all.
yeah, I have freaking 5 of those, so Anyways, so Zahil had conversation with Temryu, and then pretty much they bashed down the door, Tilda bashed down the door, and yeah, at the end of the day, Zahil ended up kind of throwing a fit, ends up biting Jonas. Mira ends up clawing at her, and Savoy, and it really hurt Savoy. So Savoy's in the hospital because it severed a vein with all that
Whoops.
damage it did. Oh boy.
Oopsie
Then
daisies.
Jonas and Mira went to talk to Naomi, the FBI detective lady. And now Naomi's along for the ride because she promised that she wouldn't, judge, I guess, that she's giving you guys the benefit of the doubt. Even if you guys may be bullshitting her.
And Mira is in a rainbow hoodie with dad bod on the back of it.
Yes. No.
Oh,
Didn't
yeah.
they change out?
They did. They stole Faith's clothes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Now they're the emo goths. That's right.
Exactly.
They
Emo
still look
goths.
great as a couple, though.
We love
Oh my
matching
God.
couple shirts.
Yeah, they just raided Faith's closet because
Hey, Jonas left money.
Mira did
Uh-huh.
not.
Jonas paid for both of them.
Anyways. So that's where we're at, is we're actually going to start kind of where we left off. Is Jonas, you are taking Naomi to the hospital with Mira to talk
Mhm.
to the bird god, I think.
Yes.
Which Mira begrudgingly said yes to. Yes,
So,
the bird god that we worship. She bites on
here's-
the inside of her cheek. Yes.
So here's Naomi. You've given her one of Faith's shirts to wear, right?
Mm-hmm.
So here's Naomi wearing the shirt over her little button down, vest combo. And she's like, she's just staring at out the window as you guys go, like, what am I getting myself into? I fucking hate myself right now.
Mira is still a little sulky because Naomi didn't cower in fear at her fearsome fairy face. So she's acting like a little kid. She's not too happy.
I imagine, Mira, you're riding shotgun while Jonas is driving, right?
Yeah, she's just sitting there going, fucking human. Doesn't get scared of my face. What the hell is that?
Jonas is kind of just still acting kind of goofy and crazy, but he has this there's also this intense worry, he's tapping on the steering wheel, he's driving faster than he should be, and so he's giving off signals that he's very concerned and nervous, but he's still putting on his face.
Mira,
Well, I hope he
while
has a
he's-
face.
While he's driving, Mira looks over at him, and she kind of looks at his hands on the wheel, and she notices where Zahil had their claws kind of really clutched in there. And she, without a word, she just kind of reaches over and takes Jonas's hand off the wheel and kind of pulls it over towards her. And she turns his hand in her hands and kind of like pushes a little bit around the wound to see like how serious it might be, but she kind of like turns his hands over in hers a few times.
Jonas winces a little bit as she presses on it, but then kind of relaxes just a tad and just keeps driving. And at one point he might sing a little bit about like a bird god or something, but who knows.
At any mention of bird god, Mira does not look impressed, but she keeps a hold of his hand until he actually physically takes it from her. So
Oh my.
Jonas won't take it from her.
Just I imagine like, okay, so quick anecdote. One Christmas we were sent a gift, which was Cthulhu's Christmas hymns or Christmas songs. So it's basically all these Christmas songs but changed to Lovecraft lyrics, and it was horrible. It was amazing. But I'm imagining Jonas doing that now, where he's just taking like old hymns and things like that, or things I heard in his childhood, and you know, and just changing it to be like a bird god lyrics. Like joy to the bird god.
Yes. And Jonas, as much as I would love for him to have a good singing voice, he does not.
Can't be perfect at everything, huh? Oh, holy bird god.
Yeah. It's like,
Your eyes
oh,
are brightly shiny.
bird god, the pipes fell on you and you died and then came back to life as a bird.
when Mira hits her threshold of horrible bird god songs, she squeezes a little on his hand.
Jonas will like slowly stop singing. He'll finish the song he was on and then he'll just be quiet.
Naomi's just here, like face pressed against the window, like package. No, I'm kidding.
What's Naomi's last name again?
Pierce.
Agent Pierce, did you want me to roll that window down for you?
No, you know. You know that thing that cats do when they're very ill? And they press their face against the wall. I'm hoping that maybe this will make the situation better.
Cats do that?
Yes, it's called pressing. Or at least that's what they call it.
Mira
I thought that was something completely different.
Mira from the front seat just goes, "How original."
I didn't say it was smart. I'm just saying that's a behavior that ill cats use.
Do you enjoy a lot about ill cats, Agent? You seem to be an expert.
I know many things about many things. None of them pertaining to a bird god or cults, really.
Jonas is going to like do a break check.
You're really making Savoy look good right now.
Just like, oh, sorry, I thought I saw something in the road.
Oh my gosh.
But wait, it was just this bird flying by.
Yeah, I was gonna say, a little bird flies by and says in English, "Tweet, tweet, good singing, tweet, tweet." Thanks, Michael.
And I almost hit that thing. It's a good thing I didn't. Look, they're thinking my singing's great.
Naomi's like, What was Jonas' last name again? I can't remember.
Oh my gosh,
Doesn't
I can't
have
remember
one.
either. He does have one, but I lost my paper.
A paper. There's a thing called Roll20.
Yeah, but it was from the Grim campaign. I haven't.
Do you want me to look that up real fast for you?
Yes, if I put it there. Yes, please.
Yeah, let me pull up the old campaign.
That's probably a good idea, because if you don't have a last name, then of course that just means you're gonna die.
I know.
Get this boy a last name, please.
You're
Ah,
gonna be
excuse
the
me.
guy of the group, like from Galaxy Quest.
Oh gosh.
Red shirt number 51. Okay. It's just Jonas.
Oh my gosh. I know I had a last name for him. I can't remember what it was though.
Quick, pick a one for the meantime.
So that, you know,
Grayson. Jonas Grayson.
There you go. Beautiful.
Mr. Grayson, what are you doing? What are you trying to prove here? You have me wearing the shirt. I'm listening to your songs. I am doing all this. What exactly are you trying to prove?
I'm simply trying to prove that I'm a loyal follower of Zaheel.
By break checking.
I was trying not to kill that bird, actually. The one that liked my singing.
Amira from the front seat just deadpans, and she's like, "Yes, because birds are very important to us."
Like, honestly, do you want me to be here and help you or what?
To help GM.
Thank you again, Michael, for the 200 bits. It's a D6 to Rowan.
Oh, Michael
Yeah,
tried to
thank
kill us
you.
all.
Yeah.
I feel like this is very unbalanced in the direction of our demise. And once again, I please beg of you, I'm fragile.
Agent Pierce, right? Pearson?
Pierce.
Pierce. I'm sorry. That's out of character information. That was the name of a gym coach I had, so I was getting confused. Okay.
I was assuming it was the Jonas and Naomi ship name now.
Oh. Agent Pierce. As we said before, it's not that we don't like you. It's just that we don't want you to get hurt. Also, the bird god does not take kindly to non-believers.
I feel like half of that's true. But I'm really going to pick my battles here.
All right, then.
Oh my god.
So I'm going to keep driving.
Fine, but no more brake checks.
Well, I can't make a promise. As the good lady said, birds are very important to us.
Mira stares out her passenger side window because she doesn't want to be party to this anymore.
And then Jonas just drives.
So you reach the hospital. I mean, it's not too far away. It's about, 15, 20 minutes, so nothing too bad.
Jonas got there in 10.
Oh my god.
No, he's after me.
No, you get pulled over by the cops and it takes you 30.
Ah!
Yeah, but you got an FBI agent in the back. She could just badge. We lost somebody. Who do we
No.
lose?
No.
Yasmin.
We lost Yasmin.
For the brake check.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Thanks for the 100 bits.
What's so funny is your face is now plastered in Game Master.
Now I am the game master.
Thank you so much, Michael. You're spoiling us.
We are. So first thing that happens is now there's like 2 weeks added on to our deadline. So We can
What?
take our time with this ship stuff.
There you go.
What?
So Jonas, while we're waiting for Yaz, does Mira still have Jonas's hand, or is she just kind of like, I'm over here in this corner?
She has said that Zoom just kicked her out. She has his hand in hers, but she's just kind of like leaving it there. She's kind of looking out the window. She's not really paying attention.
Okay. Jonas will just like give a little squeeze, turn his hand and squeeze her hand a little bit to make sure that she knows he's being mindful, and he'll stop if he's bothering her.
That kind of gets her attention. She looks over at him, just out of the corner of her eye. And there might be like a little tiny bit of a smile in her expression, but not a whole lot, but she doesn't say anything.
Cuties. Hey, Yaz's
Okay.
back.
Yay!
Yay!
No. Yay. No worries. Okay. So you reach the hospital, except it takes you longer because frickin' Jonas got his ticket for speeding. And no, Naomi did not step in.
Why
That's
did
not her
Jonas get a
job.
ticket for speeding?
Because he was speeding!
Because
He was worried. It was an emergency. There's somebody in the hospital.
Yeah, no, well, they say, listen. Should have kept that in mind, son.
Can I get a warning instead, officer?
Yes. He does give you a warning, but you are still stopped, so it takes you longer
Okay, fair.
to go to the hospital.
Dang it,
When
should have gone the
they-
speed limit.
When they start to pull away, Mira looks at Jonas and just like really low so that Naomi doesn't hear. She's just like, do you want me to like eat him or are we good?" Feeling a little peckish, you know?
Jonas is just going to shake his head. Like, no.
No.
I don't think she probably didn't word it like that. She probably said more something like, would you like me to take care of that? But when Jonas says no, she settles.
Okay, so
That's
we're at the
funny.
hospital, and it took us forever because Jonas was speeding.
Yes, the moment you said it took you 10 minutes instead of 15/20 minutes, I'm like, oh God.
Not today, ma'am.
Sir, sit down. So, all right. So, yeah, Savoy is out of whatever small little surgery that they had to do for the busted vein. And she's awake. So, yeah, people can go in and visit her. It's not like there is an outbreak. So, too soon?
Too soon. Too soon.
Too topical.
Too topical. I'm dating ourselves.
Oh gosh. So
What?
Savoy is already back to work with the like 10% coherency they've got going on between all the drugs, but they've got like a tablet on their bed and they're just like swiping through contracts.
oh my gosh.
This is
trying
probably
to understand what's going on in them, but it's like, wow.
Despite the objections of Tilda then. Because Tilda's
Yes.
not left the room.
It would be
But
an
Tilda-
argument to get Savoy to stop working.
Yeah, I think Tilda's probably like, all right, fine, you can have your tablet, but you're going to eat oranges. That's the deal.
We don't have oranges, here,
Oranges.
Tilda.
Pulls a clementine out of her bag and starts peeling it.
I stand corrected.
You have a fucking crate of those, so like.
I don't realize Tilda just kept them in her bag.
She's got a couple in there.
Jonas is going to rush in as soon as he can and just come by Savoy's bedside and be like, "Oh my gosh, are you okay? Hey, are you doing okay?" And then turn to Tilda. "Doc, what's wrong with them? What's wrong with them? What, are they okay?"
You know, I'm not a medical doctor, right? But
No, but you've been here.
okay.
Jesus,
they're gonna be
Quick question, Jonas. Where the fuck is Naomi?
Following me?
Yeah, so you come in like that. And here comes Naomi and Mira behind you.
Oh no, Mira stays outside.
Outside the hospital or outside the door?
Outside the room.
Okay.
Yeah, she came into the hospital with them. She's just outside of Savoy's room.
So, okay, Jonas,
Um,
continue.
Are you okay? Doc, what?
Yeah. They're gonna be fine. Everything's taken care of. They're gonna be fine. It's good. What happened?
And that's when Naomi walks into the room wearing one of Faith's shirts over her button-down shirt.
Jonas offhandedly
Why?
talks to
that's
Tilda.
why.
He offhandedly mentions to Tilda, not very enthusiastically. He's just like, "Oh yeah, and by the way, we got another member for our cult."
Right, we've been over this, Jonas. We don't call it a cult. Cults are for fake religions. Ours is real.
Savoy has this
Perhaps-
crease between their brows that just keeps getting deeper and deeper and deeper.
Perhaps, Jonas, you should recite the main principles of our faith just for review.
Right. So it's always look both ways before crossing the road in case there's a bird. It is required to shake your tail feathers at a party.
Oh my god.
And
You just see
I can't
the
remember
corner
what's
of
the
Tilda's eye
third
just
one.
twitching.
What's the third one, Doc?
I think I have time.
The third one is we do not eat poultry because
Right.
that would be a sin.
I don't know why I always forget that one.
Is Tilda, did you call Tilda to say, hey, we're bringing someone to our bird god or whatever? Or is
Nope,
Tilda
Tilda's
just
just awesome.
Tilda's just rolling with it. Right. So yeah, we don't eat poultry, and we always give those who are talking about the bird god the benefit of the doubt.
Right.
You didn't even
Why
mention
does
it was
have,
a bird
this
god.
Look of horror on their face.
All of the things that Jonas said were about birds, so Tilda's just assuming there's a bird god involved.
Savoy looks between all of you, and it's just like, what the fuck are you smoking? Because it better be better. It better be greater than whatever it is the doctors have put me on. Because this makes no sense.
Gigs up, dudes.
Tilda looks at Naomi and goes,
I mean,
they're on a lot of drugs and it's messing with their memory. It's just, don't worry, Savoy, I will remind you of everything later. Actually, this might be a good time for Jonas to talk to you and catch you up on our last meeting. Right, Jonas?
Yes, I have all the minutes as head secretary of the bird god cult.
Perfect. Why don't I go talk
religion.
to Naomi and get some more coffee while we're at it?
That sounds fantastic. The bird god loves coffee.
Savoy is
The
just
bird god does love coffee, yes. Naomi, why don't we go get some coffee?
Right.
Naomi, I'm really sorry for whatever this is going on. I don't know what my friends are doing.
Does Savoy actually say that?
Yes, Savoy actually says that.
So actually, she looks at Tilda and then Jonas and then looks at Savoy and then says, you know what? Why don't the two of you get coffee? I'll stay here with Savoy.
That actually sounds like a great idea, guys. I could use a breather.
If Savoy wills it. And then Jonas is going to like do this like handshake like cross thingy where it's like
Savoy just flips
for the bird god.
Tilda just sort of does like a Tilda just sort of does like a snap gun, finger gun thing. Goes back at you. Looks at Savoy. Like, are you sure?
Yes.
You're gonna be okay. I
Just
don't want to leave you by, you know.
leave the Clementine.
She'll hand Savoy the Clementine. Like,
Savoy
all right,
takes
I'll just
it
be
with
down.
their one good arm.
Fuck.
I'll just
Did
be.
they just flip me off?
Yes.
I'll tell you when you're older, Jonas. I'll be right down the hall if you need anything, Savoy. And she'll like
I will
sort of
scream
put her arm.
bloody murder and something about your goddamned god bird. Bird god?
Perfect.
God,
That's a
God,
great,
Get out.
good signal. So Tilda puts her arm around Jonas, but also like discreetly grabs onto Jonas's collar and escorts him out of the room.
So
As soon as they're outside, Tilda's just like, what the fuck was that?
Doc, easy on the shirt, please. This shirt was like $50. I was a generous thief.
Oh my god.
That's a good point. Why are you dressed like you just ripped off a Hot Topic?
Because faith.
Okay, that just brings up more questions, but I need coffee because I'm exhausted. You can fill me in on what just happened.
All right.
So Mira's not like directly by the door when they come out. She's just kind of like a couple steps down the hall, but she is also wearing this Hot Topic rip-off shirt.
I think if at that point Tilda probably would notice Mira and just look at Mira, stop talking for a second, and just stare for like 3 seconds, blink, and then turn around and go to get coffee.
Mira, would you like some coffee?
No, thank you. I'm good.
Yeah, I don't like coffee either. But
Is Naomi staying in there with Savoy?
yeah, and I
Yeah.
don't think I'm allowed to go back in there, so I better go get some coffee with Doc.
Mira moves up closer to the door so that she can lower her voice and talk to Jonas without anybody inside hearing. And she just says, I'm going to stick around here just in case.
Sounds good. I guess I'll see you when I get back. If
Sure.
Doc didn't bury my body.
Mira actually looks concerned at that for a minute, and it sets off something in her because she already expects that from Tilda. So now she's a little concerned and angry. That
Why? What
flashes
did you
across
do?
her face.
I was kidding. Doc's not gonna kill me. The
Mira
worst-
like closes her eyes and sighs, and she's like, "All right, I will see you when you come back from coffee."
Okay. Wait for me,
Besides-
Doc!
Tilda just
books it
like raises her
downstairs.
hand Tilda's walking slowly, but she just raises her hand and just does like the dismissive wave, like, yeah. And besides, Tilda wouldn't bury your body. She'd donate it to science. Less traceable that way.
Oh my gosh.
That's very practical.
Tilda, the resurrection man.
Jonas is going to, when he catches up to Tilda, he's gonna like whisper to her like, "You want to steal some blood?"
It's 10%.
Not like really
Jonas,
steal, but you know, go to Savoy's supplier. You know,
Jonas, I'm asking this as your friend because I care about you. Are you fucking high?
Doc, nobody's offered me drugs for a reason.
Because they're terrified of you?
I don't know. I always wondered the reason.
I guess they already assumed that you were on something, but just
That's fair.
I'm sorry. I'm very tired. Let me take a step back. Why do you want to go get blood?
Because Mira can't have coffee,
Okay.
so I thought we could bring her blood.
I'm not sure that would go over the best in the hospital.
No, but if we go to Savoy's donor or supplier, maybe we could get some.
Okay. I mean, we could and put it in a coffee cup, I guess.
Yeah.
So that
I'm not gonna
That's
bring the
very-
blood bag for her to drink out of. I mean, look at her. She's got more class than that. I'd at least
Wow.
put it in a dummy or something.
Oh my god.
Oh my god!
Tilda's just like struggling to keep a
Jonas is
straight
just-
face.
Well, Jonas is kind of playing around and joking because he knows. Like, he's just joking about the whole dummy thing, but he's just trying to, like, bring some sort of joy to Tilda's life because he knows how worried she is about
To
Savoy.
help GM with the Chihuahuas.
Now she's even more worried, you asshole.
I know.
So Tilda's just like,
Oh, thank you, Michael.
it does lighten Tilda up a little bit. As soon as she realizes that you're joking, she's like, okay, that's fair. You know what? The distraction would be nice. And maybe it'll make Mira not be. And you can tell that like Tilda's censoring herself. So annoyed at everything.
I appreciate you censoring yourself, Doc. Let's get you some coffee first, because you seem a little grumpy.
Just a little bit,
Else is new.
yes.
Okay, so going back to the room where Naomi is now with
Thanks.
Savoy.
Sorry, one second. I
Okay.
did want to mention. Thank you, Michael, for the 200 bits, and the D6 to the GM to help with the chaos.
Oh, gosh.
And thank you. Thank you very much.
See, I think this whole fragile thing isn't really getting through to you, Michael.
I just want you to know that I am specifically calling you out because I asked you very nicely. I'm distressed.
Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. Seriously. All right. So as soon as they're alone in the room, more or less, I mean, Amira apparently is standing in the door like some sort of creep. But
Oh no, she's outside, like around the corner, so that they can't see her.
that's what you say, Michael. I will absolutely use it for nefarious purposes. Anyways. So yeah, as soon as they're alone in the room for the most part, Naomi just grabs Faith's shirt and just pulls it off like, yeah, no. It's just
Ma'am,
like,
this is a PG show.
She's wearing a shirt under it.
I
Come on, she
know
has her button down quarter,
Savoy
like
is just
3/4
watching her
sleeves.
with a, I could give a fuck. I could give less than a fuck about this.
Naomi's
Never
like,
makes me happy.
I thought that I was making progress with Jonas, and then he started just going off about a cult. I'm assuming that that's not the story.
Agent, will you take a seat and tell me what they told you?
All right. Okay, you guys refresh me. I can't remember all that Jonas said in that conversation. Just really quickly. Because I think, Jonas, you were starting to tell her, like, the truth. Mira did her thing, right?
Yeah, we were both trying to tell the truth, and then it kind of
Spiraled out of control.
Yeah, I mean, Jonas is not the best with being interrogated. So, once he felt ridiculous, he just ran with the ridiculous train.
Yeah, because, I mean, she was pressing X to doubt, but she wasn't, like, outright going, like, nah, you lie. You lie.
Yeah. Talked about, well, Mira told her that Savoy was in the hospital because of a Zahil, and we talked about how the alligators were an ogre, and there's goblins, and there's these things pretending to be items.
Okay, so you pretty much gave the rundown on the monsters. You really haven't talked about the prince and the situation there, though.
No.
So, okay. All right, so Naomi sits down with a sigh, and she's like, well, well, he said that the alligators were a lie, that was actually a ogre, that you were in a hospital because of someone called Zahil, which apparently is their bird god, if I'm to believe everything he said. He mentioned goblins, and creatures that pretend to be objects, and that's why you ran into the store guns blazing. And then something strange happened with Mira's face. I mean, it's a lot to take in. You do understand, if this is to be believed at all.
So, from what you've told me, and forgive me for my slowness, I am having a hard time piecing thoughts together.
I am apologize that I have to be here right now. I was going to give you your space.
I had all the intention of being there tonight, and things just did not work out.
I completely understand. I was honestly, the fact that Jonas decided to show up at all, I mean, I have to admit, I didn't expect anyone to show up. I expected you to continue to dodge me forever.
I can understand that, but the situation here is getting a little further out of my control than I would like to admit. The only thing that Jonas told you that wasn't true is that Zahil is a bird god. I mean, Zahil would love to be a bird god.
All of this about a cult.
Oh, and I don't know what that is. I think Jonas got cold feet and is trying to protect me because this whole thing is hard to believe.
Yes, it is.
Agent Pierce, have you ever experienced something you explain?
She thinks for a moment. She sits back in the seat and is like, well, I used to believe there were ghosts in the house. in my parents' house where I grew up. I was quite often there alone, though, aside from my own butlers and maids. So I assumed it was my imagination and me just the sounds of an old house. But I think that's
In some cases,
primarily it.
In some cases, it can just be the sounds of the house. And in other cases, there are things out there that we cannot wrap our human conscious around. And it seems that Springfield has become a hotspot of that. And I promise that any of my dodging you or dissuading you or attempting to mask the truth has only been to protect you and my people.
Jonas said something along those lines and made me promise not to go straight to my superiors right away. Which
my experience with the feds and the authorities has been lackluster, to say at least, in their understanding and empathy of these kinds of cases, which have been cases that have followed me since I was very young. Now, by telling this to you, again, I reiterate what Jonas asked you to promise in keeping a lot of this to yourself. I need your help. We can't do this on our own anymore. This has gotten too big, and I need more allies than I need enemies if this hospital bed doesn't say that.
I'll tell you what I told Jonas, which is I more want to help people and do the right thing than I do want to, cuddle up with my sleazebag officers, but I did not say that. I have to be honest, and this is kind of what I told Jonas as well. I thought when I took this job that this was going to be a dream job for me. I always was fascinated by detective stories growing up. It somewhat filled the void that my life was. These ideas, these stories of Sherlock Holmes and things like that. And I know I was fascinated by them. And this is not it. This is not it. It is a whole bunch of politics and being treated differently because I am a young woman in a male-dominated field. I have to be honest, I really am putting a lot on the line if I am to help you. And I don't know, like, I will have to say something if I'm asked, and I'm not sure what that is going to be at this point of time.
I will allow you to make decisions according to your judgment. I'm not going to stand in the way of your jobs. Just know that if you put my people in jeopardy, this won't be a friendship. But if you do help us and you stick your neck out for us continually, I swear by whatever God you believe in, that I can ensure that you will have a job in whatever field you want, doing whatever it is that you want. I will buy you out if I have to.
I appreciate that. I also hope you understand that part of that is a little sinister, just a little bit.
I completely understand how sinister that sounds, but I need you to understand the weight that sits on my shoulders.
I mean, when people said that, you know, you basically own the town as some sort of like mob boss, they were being a little literal, weren't they?
I wouldn't call myself a mob boss, but if that's how other people want to see me, that's fine. And
I mean, that's what I was told.
Kind of gets like that cheeky grin, adjusts themselves in the seat, and says, "You're going to come face to face with monsters and creatures that are considered allies, and I know what the difference between what real right and real wrong is."
I mean, once again, I'm not sure how I feel or how much of all of this I believe yet. However, I definitely take your word over Jonas's. And, well, I'm not sure what I can do.
Well, we can put what you can do on a tab and put a pin in it. And when I am out of the hospital and can receive guests again, I will have you to my home. And we will be a little bit more forthcoming with information with you. It includes you in some of the information that we have found and what we are trying to stop from happening here in Springfield.
All right. I can do that.
I will give you a call, Agent Pierce. I still have your phone number.
All right, thank you.
And if you happen to see a pretty redhead out in the hallway as you leave, will you please ask her to come in my room?
I don't think she's very far.
We'll see. She follows Jonas around like a shadow. So if she's there, she's there. If she's not, she's not.
Mira just bursts into the room like, I heard you were talking about Gary. So, yeah, with that, Naomi's like, well, I mean, I suppose Jonas is my ride, so I can't exactly go far, but thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for your empathy, considering all things. Stay safe, Agent Pierce. You're gonna need to come.
All right. With that, she does stand and steps into the hall, sees Mira, and it's like
Mira's like very close to the doorway, and she's got one arm leaning against the wall so that she's directly facing Naomi when she comes out through the door. And she's got her arms crossed over her chest.
She wants to talk to you. I assume you heard that part though.
And her voice is really like sticky sweet. And she just says, "Oh, of course, I can take it from here."
Right then. And with that, she leaves. She does turn back to Mira. It's like, tell Jonas that I'll be waiting in the lobby.
Joy.
You're still my ride out.
She gives a little nod, but then she waits for Naomi to leave before she goes into Savoy's room.
Yeah, well, Naomi leaves.
She waits until Naomi is out of sight before she goes into that room.
Are you expecting her to just come running back like, heard you were talking
No,
shit?
Mira just doesn't trust. So she does, as soon as Naomi's kind of out of sight, she does walk into Savoy's room and closes the door a little bit. And she comes around to the side where Tilda was kind of sitting in her chair. And she doesn't sit or anything, but she does cross her arms again. And she looks at Savoy. And her expression, she's trying to keep her expression neutral. And I mean, she's doing a pretty good job of it, but there's clearly some tension in her shoulders. But she just looks at Savoy and she says, I think you're making a mistake.
In trusting her?
Yes, in trusting her. It's a bad idea.
I have people that I know that would say trusting you is a mistake also.
Mira bristles a little bit, but she doesn't say anything in response.
But I want her aside. I think she's going to be a good asset. I don't know exactly how, but if she's on our side, she keeps the feds out of our field. She could be a precocious ally, or at least somebody to keep our slate clean. And I think, as much as I do, you understand what it means to fly under the radar. But that's
Yes.
not why I asked you to come in here.
I just think that if flying under the radar is what you're looking for, it would kind of go against that in a big way, don't you think? If we get the human killed, and then what? We've got all of her superiors on our ass. And I just don't think that it's a good idea to put our trust in someone like that.
She's one way or another. She can either be killed under our protection so that we can give her an alibi and protect ourselves, or she can be killed by whatever's out there without our protection, bringing more feds into our territory, so to speak.
I just hope you know
That's
what you're
kind of a
doing, because
lesser-
you're putting a lot of trust in your own ability to make everything quiet. But if you want to do that, then, you know, you just keep that in mind.
It's less about my ability to trust myself, things in quietness, and more about my understanding of people's loyalty. Humans can be very painfully almost loyal when you find them in the right places. And I understand that you haven't figured that out yet, but I have a feeling that you will eventually understand.
She
what
kind
that
of
means.
makes a little it's not quite a laugh and it's not quite a chuckle or anything, but she makes like a little sound of derision almost, as if to say, yeah, I highly fucking doubt it. But she doesn't say anything else on the topic.
I wanted to talk to you to let you know that I don't hold you accountable for being here in this hospital room. What you did to Savoy was absolutely necessary. If Savoy had gotten away,
You mean Zahil?
Zahil, sorry. Savoy. If Zahil had gotten away, all of this would fall apart before our eyes. If Savoy has the control to follow whatever that Shadow Prince's needs and desires are, and believe me, Savoy will try. I mean, Zahil will try.
I don't think Mira has any idea what she's talking about.
The Shadow Prince promised Zahil freedom from me. And they said that if Zahil can collect the parts of the prince, that not only will they be free from me and out of my control, that they will be able to own their own kingdom, including this one. And while the idea of owning things is very sparkly to Zahil, the idea of being free from me is even more appealing. And Zahil will do anything for that, including the killing and slaughtering who resides in your home.
Sorry, I missed like half of that because you went all robotic. What did you say?
Yeah.
Oh no! Zahil said, or Savoy said, Zahil will stop at nothing, including slaughtering the child Lily, who we both know resides in your home now.
Oh shit.
Mira does a little, a slow little lap of the room. And she's clearly starting to get agitated again. And it kind of manifests in that little bit of a ripple that goes through her glamour, the way that it did with Jonas in the store. And she's breathing very rhythmically to try and put that back into place, but she's very, very upset. And she just kind of does a little lap around.
I'm not going to tell anybody else. This is your secret to keep, but I want you to know the cost that Zahil is willing to pay. And that what you did didn't just save me, didn't just hurt people. You did what needed to be done, and I commend you for that. Thank you.
Mira stops, and her back is still facing Savoy. And she just says, "How on earth could you be thanking me for almost killing you?"
Because it's better than what Zahil would do. And this time, Savoy looks away, leaning back further into their pillows.
Mira is quiet, and it's kind of weighted differently. It's more so that she's struggling to kind of to find the words that she wants to say. It's not a, I don't want to talk to you, I'm ignoring you, that kind of, you're a human, whatever. But she's clearly struggling, especially with Savoy's answer. And she has a lot of things that she wants to say. And of course, she's never had the opportunity to say anything about how she's feeling, not necessarily because of anybody else, but definitely because of her attitude and how she sees things. So it's really hard for her to hear Savoy so ready to sacrifice for something that's good, when what she knows to be true is that that's, not how humans react. So she's very, very quiet, and her shoulders are tense and they're shaking a little bit, but she doesn't turn around to face Savoy yet.
Savoy makes kind of like a sad laugh sound and says, "I'd reach out and comfort you, but I don't think I could get out of this bed yet."
Mira turns around to look at Savoy again, and she comes over and sits very lightly in the chair that Tilda had pulled up by the bedside. And she just kind of really looks into Savoy's face. And she doesn't know what she's looking for, but it's an intent look, like she's looking for something.
Savoy meets her gaze, and really all that's there is a very sad human expression of something very close to defeat, but earnest and still willing to fight. And Savoy
Mira,
puts their hand out. If she wants comfort, she can take it, but Savoy's not going to make contact unless she's.
Mira doesn't take their hand, and it's not a snub or anything. It's just it's more so of like, I don't know if I feel close enough to touch you right now.
Okay.
So, all right. As this is going on, Savoy, you get a call.
Savoy looks at the ID.
It's Kyle J. Wright. And with that, we're going to go on break.
Okay.
We'll be back in about 10 minutes. Make sure you hydrate, stretch your legs, grab snacks, anything like that. And yeah, we'll be back in 10 minutes to find out what the hell Kyle wants. Be right back.
Bye.
Also, Michael, jeez.
Banana bread.
And with that, Michael, geez, we're back. Thank you so much for the 500 bits. That is so nice. You're being way too generous. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
That is an advantage to the cast to
Yay.
help with our fragile state.
That's adorable. Sorry, I'm just realizing that I might have lipstick on my
Thank you
teeth.
so
Okay, cool. All right, so boy, you just got a phone call. I think at that
Savoy.
point, probably Jonas and Tilda, where are you guys back?
I don't know. I was waiting for the whole, finding blood shenanigans things to happen.
Yeah.
Are you guys
Depends on
actually
if you're
doing
just
that?
gonna give that to us or have us do it.
Well, I was figuring that could happen off camera.
Okay. Are we back with a coffee cup full of blood then?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
As soon as they come in through the door, Mira promptly stands up as if she was doing something that she shouldn't have been doing.
Savoy looks
So that's-
down at their phone and seriously considers ignoring the call and is just like, I'm sorry, guys, I have to take this, and answers it.
And
Hi,
it's Kyle. It's
Kyle.
like,
What do you need? I'm in the hospital right now.
oh shit, you all right? It's one of those
I
alligators.
will be. What do you need, Kyle?
Well, listen. One of my properties just got broken into. Just a little bit ago. I called the police first, and of course they said I should talk to you as well. I don't think mushrooms are involved with this one, but all the same.
Can you describe what happened? Like, was anything taken or stolen? Vandalism?
Well, not exactly. Well, I first noticed that my the alarm, the sensor that I have inside the properties went off, and I expected any guess, since the tourist industry is, dry as bone. So I went in, and I mean the door was wide open, and I didn't see anything in there, but it still caused for alarm. That door was lock solid.
All right. I'll see what I can do about it and how fast I can get down to your property. Can you send me the address and which if there's an apartment number on it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks, Kyle. Stay out of there if you can, just in case they're still around. I don't want you getting hurt.
Yeah, well, after the mushroom experience, I'd rather stay the hell away from that if I can.
Yeah, I completely understand. Completely understand. We'll be there. I can't give you a timeline right now, but I'll let you know. I'll send you a text when we're heading out.
Yeah, no, being in the hospital, that kind of takes priority. So no worries.
Well, thank you, Kyle. Thanks for letting me know. I will talk to you when I get there.
Right. See ya. And he hangs up.
Whoop, whoop. And Savoy just kind of looks at everybody there and it's just like, God fucking damn it.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
Tilda, can you find out from the orderly how soon I can be released?
Sure. Would you like me to field your calls for a little while you're recovering, by the way? So you don't have to answer every Kyle that tries to answer or tries to call?
Yeah, actually, that would be great. And Savoy just hands over their phone.
Tilda takes the phone, sticks it in her back pocket, and goes to talk to the orderly. But before she does, hands. Well, first she looks down at like the two coffee cups that she's got. She's like, wait, the left, right, this one, and hands the correct one to Mira. Goes, Jonas and I got you something. You'll like this one.
She begins to say that she doesn't drink coffee, but then she catches whiff of what's in the cup. And she looks up at Tilda as if she's gonna ask where the fuck this came from, but she decides not to ask and instead takes a swig.
Tilda just kind of, without the actual question being asked, just kind of goes, "Don't worry about it," and
Amazing.
heads out the door to find an orderly.
All right, Jonas, help me sit up in this hospital bed. I'm gonna see what I can do about these IVs.
So Jonas is gonna come over and be like, "Is there a button or?"
No, just help me stand up or sit up.
Okay. So Jonas will help Savoy sit up and like prop some more pillows behind them.
Savoy swings their legs over the side so they're sitting on the side of the bed next to Jonas and just systematically starts pulling IVs out of their arm.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Savoy, please. No, stop. Nurse! Nurse!
Savoy goes to just cover their mouth and is like, shut up.
Please just lay back down.
Hands Jonas the IV and tries to stand up.
I mean, Jonas like is debating like, should I try to put it back in? And he's like, no. And he looks for a button to call the nurse.
I was gonna say, can Tilda and an orderly come in like right at this moment?
Sure. The orderly is with you. In fact, with the nurse is gonna help like check her out and tell the orderly whether or not they should, if she's ready to go. And they just look at her.
Tilda's just looking at Savoy like, Savoy, you're my friend and I care about you. So what I'm about to say is said out of the utmost love. The fuck are you doing? Get in bed and rest.
I want my own bed. You can't keep me here. I have people. And Savoy still tries to stand up.
The nurse is not having that. The nurse helps you, lays you back down like, oh no. And the orderly's like, I was about to say that home rest was going to be a good idea. I've changed my mind.
If you take this away from me, I swear I will raise hell in your hospital.
Actually, I could vouch for them. If we had the good book doctor, Jenkins over here.
Book doctor.
Sorry, that's just what I call her. If we could have Dr. Tilda Jenkins looking over them, could we please bring Savoy to their own home?
I'm not a medical doctor. started to slip into his head there. I should tell you, I ain't a real doctor.
Look,
my name is Dr. Zed.
Your hospital knows the primary man in charge of my house, Barnabas.
Yes.
He has done work with your hospital on several occasions. He tends to my entire household. He'll be fine. He'll be able to take care of me if you just sign the paper to let me go.
I'm not a medical doctor,
Not
but I
you, Barney.
do have training as... I know, Savoy. Just rest. Tilda kind of puts her hand up as like mommy's talking kind of a gesture. And she looks at the nurse and goes, yes, Barney is fantastic, and I also have some medical training, mostly medic type things, but
So, the orderly...
I think they'll be fine.
The orderly waves and she's like, Savoy, Miss Savoy, I do understand. Or, what is the proper term for...
That's a good question.
For a turn. What's the proper term for
I don't know that
They,
there is a
them.
gender neutral Mr. Mrs. title.
Exactly. That's what's driving me crazy. I'm like, they're trying to be formal, but
Master Bilious.
oh my
Just
god, no.
ma'am with like a twang.
Ma'am.
Jeez.
My dude.
I don't know. You
Lord
can call them
Bilious.
anything. They're not going to be offended by it.
Yeah, I mean, they're gender fluid, but all the same.
Dude, lady, ma'am, sir.
No.
Dude, lady, madam, sir.
Lady Madam.
We just cover all the bases, maybe. just stand there and list off all of the possible
God.
things.
We're here for an hour. Just like, don't forget the
Oh
other
my
kid.
God.
And
No.
lovely is a better replacement. That's still not like a formal title though. Oh my goodness. Anyways, so the orderly says, I know that your family has a lot of prominence here, but you have to understand there's only so much shit from you and your family that I can take.
And leave me and my family alone.
Holmes chimes
I
in.
currently
Savoy,
stand as your judge and
what did your
executioner.
family
I can.
do to this
I'll,
person?
I'll stay in their place.
You. What I am
Jonas,
saying
that's not how this
is,
works.
I'm
Oh,
keeping
right.
you overnight, whether you like it or not.
Oh,
Don't take this away from me.
my God. I swear I will walk out of here. I mean, I will
Tilda just
try.
looks at Savoy. Tilda just looks at Savoy and goes, okay, don't worry. I'll take care of it. You'll still have to stay here, but it's going to be good. Just trust me.
I hate all of this.
At least she understands.
You may not be happy with me either, but this is going to be a good compromise.
I'm all right with compromises, but you are not leaving.
Savoy
Where's the
goes to
service
reach
entrance
their
for the
wallet.
hospital?
The service entrance.
Like where you bring in equipment and stuff.
Why?
Don't ask questions. Don't ask questions.
No,
I can just go
think
look it up.
I think I'm legally obligated to ask questions.
Okay. You know what? I'll just Google it. It's fine.
No.
Do y'all just want Mira
Excuse
to,
me?
like, how, like,
Tilda
Mira could just
Tilda
make
just walks
this go
out of the
away?
room
Oh, yeah.
with the voice.
Oh,
The
wait.
phone.
Wait. Oh my God. Can I roll to manipulate her
Yes,
into letting me
you can.
leave?
You absolutely can.
So Savoy gets this look in their eyes, this fiery determination, and you can almost in the room feel the same kind of prickle that Zahil gives off, but without Zahil presenting themselves in any way or shape or form. And Savoy says, the work that you do for everybody else is really great, but the work that you do for me, I need you to do it from afar, and you're going to let me leave. Does it work? Where is it? Oh, there we go.
Did you roll?
13!
It works. I even think if I took a D4 against you, you'd still more or less succeed. So the orderly looks at you.
Yeah. You can only do a D6. D6 would do it, but
She's like, Madam Savoy, I'd better not hear more complaints from you next time you are here. Are we clear?
I will write a 5-star review.
Then I would rather you be out of my hair.
I promise not to complain as much if I end up in your hospital again.
You'd better. You could just get this feeling like, man, Savoy, you've been pulling out so many strings around here. Like, so many. She's kind of sick of it.
It's gonna come back and bite Savoy. I know it.
Oh, yeah. Well, it already is. You're starting to feel like the hospital's patience for you is starting to wear thin. Like, between
The hospital's
the blood-
patience.
I fucking hate you. But like between the Tilda thing, the blood thing, because I mean they're more or less aware of that. You know, you just buying people off and having your way. They're getting real damn sick of it, and
Get real sick of your bullshit.
you get the feeling like you can't pull this off for much longer.
That's okay. Savoy will milk it while they got it.
Yep.
There's the conversation going on in the hallway while this is happening.
Tilda, excuse me.
What?
Excuse me, Tilda.
What was this conversation in the hallway happening?
It's in Roll20. I
Okay.
just typed it out, so it's happening at the same time.
Tilda. You're not helping, Tilda.
You know that Savoy's car is there.
You're leaving the car.
Y'all could let
You
Mira
guys
drive it
took
home.
Savoy's
the
car to
fancy
the
pillows.
hospital.
Yeah, Tilda will drive it back, but she's having Barney come with the fancy limo with the fancy pillows.
Okay. Savoy will take the fancy limo with the fancy pillows. But are you sure you want Savoy on their own with just Barney, who listens to their every beck and whim?
Okay, maybe maybe Mira will go with you.
All right, Mira will go in the fancy limo.
What is wrong with all of
So I guess I'm
You've
stuck with
been-
just driving Naomi back. That's cool.
Uh-oh.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Oh no, this is not a good idea.
Well, Tilda
Yeah.
can't babysit everyone.
Can we
Somebody's
just
gotta
send somebody else for the car later?
They could.
Yeah, we could do that
Yeah,
too.
we
Like
could do that.
Savoy nor Jonas should be on their own at any given point.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, fair. Tilda will ride in the limo with the fancy pillows.
Okay,
So Mira can go with Jonas.
sure.
And they can, you know, cuddle or whatever it is they do.
In the car while Jonas is
Torture
driving.
Naomi. That is what they do. That is their sole purpose.
Yeah, I'm sure cuddling is not the weirdest thing people have done in the car while driving.
No,
so-
I absolutely know not. I mean, I absolutely know. There are news articles, at least one per year, about some asshole who's decided that it's a good idea to have a blowjob in the car while they're going.
Yeah, so mind your
Get an
business. Let's
accident.
go.
So,
What was this
I-
about it being PG-13 again?
I'm sorry.
I stand corrected.
So Savoy gets out of the hospital, right?
Yeah, you do.
Knowing that their luck is running thin.
Yes.
Barney comes and picks Savoy and Tilda up, and Jonas, Mira, and Naomi take the car.
Correct.
Jonas's car.
So as soon as the doors close and Savoy is like tucked into the car, Savoy looks at Tilda and then looks forward at Barney and is like, Barney, we need to make a pit stop real quick.
A pit stop.
We need to stop by the address, and shows Barney the address that Kyle sent on their phone.
Mm. That means I'm going to have to wash the car after this again.
That's fine.
Very well.
You can make somebody else do it. I give you permission.
As long as it doesn't come out of my paycheck, I'm totally fine with this idea.
That's 100% a-okay.
feel like Bernie makes a buck.
Tilda. You know what? Savoy's servants make good money doing what they do and not talking about what they do.
That's what I mean. He's making a fucking killing.
Barty knows shit.
Oh, he is. This is the best job. This is the best job anybody could have in this part of the nation, aside from being a president.
Yeah. Oh God.
I have a feeling like Barney has this sort of unspoken understanding that if he ever leaves, quote unquote, the family, they have to kill him because he knows too much.
They wouldn't kill him. It's just that if any information was ever leaked, then they'd have to kill him.
Yeah, they wouldn't have to
that.
kill him. Wink, nudge. They're just sending him to the farm.
Up north, where he can run free.
Oh gosh.
I mean, there is this
coming to Canada.
understanding that one day, like, and Barney has talked about this, that one day he will retire. But today is not that day. What he really hopes
up north.
Oh my God. But what he really hopes is that there's a time that Savoy doesn't need him. But that day hasn't come yet either.
Aww.
So
So Savoy looked at Tilda. Tilda goes, "Yes, Savoy."
Tilda, Kyle, the landowner that owns the Airbnbs in this area, called to report.
Isn't he the one that peed in your Jeep?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, he is the one that did that. He called to let me know that no mushrooms were of incident in this experience, but that one of his Airbnbs was broken into, door left wide open despite the numerous locks and deadbolt on the door, and that nothing was taken, but that it was open, and asked me to take a look at it. I would like you, I will be right here. I have a gun here in the car if we need it, but I would like you to go and take a look at it. You can let Jonas and Mira know also if you think it's pertinent, but I'm not sure we're going to run into anything.
Okay. I'll poke in there and look around. I'm guessing Kyle was too scared to go inside.
He did. He went inside and said there was nothing in there. But I told him to avoid the property if possible until we could get a look at it and make sure that there really isn't anything in there.
That's fair. Yeah, 1 second. And Tilda texts Jonas and Mira from Savoy's phone. And it's like, "Hey, it's Tilda. This is what's happening."
hey, it's your boy coming at you again with a fresh new take.
Hey, what up? My name's Jared. I'm 19 and I never fucking learned how to read.
His name is Jared, and you shut up. He's a nice man.
I didn't say he wasn't a nice man. I just said he's 19 and he never fucking learned how to read.
You don't talk about my husband that way.
Oh god.
Anyways, Tilda says, "Hey, this is Tilda. I'm on Savoy's phone. This is what's happening. Blah, blah, blah. We're gonna go check it out. Yes, I'm making Savoy stay in the car. Talk to you later."
So, on the way back with Mira and Jonas, Naomi's there like, "So, Jonas."
That's adorable.
Yes.
Hits you bean, Tilda. I love it.
So, Jonas.
Mhm.
Why did you decide to lie to me about a cult of all things?
Well, I figured
Like, what in the world possessed you?
The cult.
figured
Oh my God.
if you believed we were crazy enough, you would leave us alone and then you'd be safe and you'd go away and you'd be safe.
Uh-huh. You're really not good at lying.
It's really not hard to believe that I'd get sucked up in a cult, though. So many people have believed that.
Oh boy.
Jonas, you are many things. In the short time that I've known you, a cultist is not one of them.
You're right. I'm more of a leader.
Oh my god. Don't make me have to take you in or something.
There's nothing illegal about cults unless they do illegal activities.
Yes, I'm sure Jim Jones would agree. Jim Jones.
Listen, I know I give off this thing like I'd be in a cult, but I'm
you
really not.
Don't. No, I cannot stress this enough. You really don't give off the vibe, so-called,
I
of
appreciate
being
that,
a
Agent
cultist.
Pierce. I appreciate that.
On drugs, maybe.
Okay. You know, I really thought that we were having some groundbreaking thing and you understood me, but I guess not.
My understanding only goes so far.
Well, I just hope you know what you're getting yourself into.
I hope so too.
Yeah.
All right, let's go back to Tilda and go.
Wait, can we
Wait.
did we get the texts? Can we?
Yes.
So Jonas is driving, so he's not going to check his phone.
Oh, good boy.
Good boy.
Very responsible.
Much response.
But does Mira check her phone?
Well, no response, actually, because he didn't check the phone.
I fucking going to murder you. Anyways, so Mira, what about your phone? Vanessa?
Sorry, I was relocating. I was moving downstairs.
Okay.
What was the question? Sorry.
You get a text from
your
Tilda.
phone.
Oh.
You check it.
She glances at it briefly, I suppose. Ow.
What is this thick stuff happening in the Roll20 chat? Michael, I feel so called out. Do you see this? You say it a lot. I think when you say you're going to murder is your way of flirtation. You're right.
No, it means the next time I go upstairs, she's probably gonna punch me in the shoulder.
That happens too. That's hilarious. Thank you, Michael. Anyways, punch me in the shelter. Thank you. Thank you, caption. All right. So you make it to Kyle's property. I mean, he's closed the door. He did go and check it out, right?
Yeah.
But he did leave it unlocked for you. You get the feeling like he called not soon after.
Yeah.
Wait, sorry. I'm still unclear as to whether we're heading in that direction.
That is up to you. Mira didn't answer really. She just was like looked at it and like, huh.
Mira's probably not going to mention it to Jonas.
Okay. So
Because
Jonas
they seem like they have it figured out. So Mira instead tells him to bring her home when they drop off Naomi.
Okay,
Are
sorry.
you going to? Do you want? Okay, just for my record, do you want to do stuff with Jonas there after?
Yeah,
they drop
she's
off
going to
Naomi
show
now?
him her illegitimate child.
Oh my god!
They're parents now. What can I say?
Hi, here's your child.
Surprise, you're a daddy now.
Beautiful. All right. Okay. So you guys.
What was the question for Tilda?
You are at the house. This is what I was doing. I was just scene setting elsewhere.
So Savoy gives Tilda a handgun that was in the car, and then Savoy just sort of like sits with the door open on the seat of the car so that Savoy can watch the outside and make sure Tilda's okay.
Okay. Tilda it takes the handgun and is like, oh, thanks. 1 second. She sort of sets the gun down, pulls out this like sort of like a tool belt, almost like a utility belt out of her bag, and puts it on. It's got her her cold iron dagger and her silver dagger on it, and the what is it called? Juju bag, and then sort of sticks the gun like in the belt as well.
You know how to work
So
the
she's loaded-
safety, right? It's live. It has ammo in the chamber. You know how to work the safety, right?
Tilda just looks at Savoy and goes, "Did you ever see those old there was games and there was a movie. It's called Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
That's basically what I did in Europe.
Okay, good. Okay, continue.
Yeah. I mean, without all the Hollywood action bullshit, but I know how to use a gun.
All right. Just making sure.
So Tilda pops out the magazine, checks it for ammo, slaps it back in, pulls the lever back, checks to make sure there's one in the chamber, then puts the safety on and puts it in her belt. And then heads to the door. I think you mean crouching genius hidden badass.
You're right. No, I'm thinking about Jonas.
Jonas is actually very smart.
That's true.
Jonas is actually very smart and very good in combat. He was in the military as an officer. Just act stupid to make people happy.
That's what they all say.
Bless.
Rowing, can I go ahead and roll investigate for what somebody can see outside the house?
Yes, absolutely.
7.
7. That's mixed success, so you can hold 1. So
essentially, I want to see if anything physical has left the building.
Okay. With your roll, you see some prints in the mud, right? Because we're talking bayou here.
Yeah.
You see a set of footprints going up to the door and going back to the door. They're about, you would guess, about the size of prints of your good friend Kyle. You know, big shoe size. You know what they say about guys with big shoes. Anyways,
They've got big feet.
yeah. Anyways, and big toes.
You ever see a guy with small feet wearing big shoes? No, he got big shoes. He got big feet.
I would take a gander that there's no way in hell Sora's feet are that big in Kingdom Hearts. Anyways,
There's also clowns.
yeah.
But as a general rule, yeah, I think you're right. Anyways,
I'm sorry. Is Kyle a
but
rodeo
this-
clown in his spare time?
He might be. Don't
rodeo
judge.
clown, no.
Were there any
might be
other
a regular
tracks other than Kyle's, though?
I was about to say, before we went off on this track, you do see.
Wait, now there's tracks?
Oh my fuck. Anyway,
This is what Savoy is looking at.
guys.
Rowan's gonna
It's a
disown us all.
terribly good vantage point.
It's good for the front door, I guess. It's a little bit up the hill. So you do see kind of. It's not exactly tracks. It's more like a small, like an indent, almost like someone. Like imagine like how a snake slithers.
Yeah, serpentine.
Yeah, serpentine kind of track. Except it's big. And
that would
it's filling
explain
kind of with
our
water.
missing big mimic.
Yes.
Okay. Is there any indication that it has left?
Not that you see.
Savoy's just gonna call out and be like, Tilda, keep an eye out for any potential mimics. There might still be one in that room.
Okay. Yeah, I'll keep an eye out for duplicates of anything. Tilda kind of goes up to the door, looks around it a little bit, and then before going inside, circles around the perimeter of the house, just kind of looking in the windows, checking for tracks around the perimeter and
Okay, roll to investigate mystery,
like
please.
that.
Holy smoke. Okay, you get to hold 2. So you know the drill. Let me pull up the questions just in case. So you get like what is being concealed here, what's what do you have? I would love it if these were like at the front. Okay, what happened here? What sort of creature is it? What can it do? What can hurt it? Where did it go? What was it going to do? What is being concealed here?
Sorry, one more time.
What happened here? What sort of creature is it? What can it do? What can hurt it? Where did it go? What was it going to do? What is being concealed here?
Okay. Well, what kind of what happened here? And then what do I think this creature is going to do? Knowing what happened.
Okay. So you're looking around the perimeter, looking in the windows. You spot something in one of the windows. Something that's definitely creepy and out of place. Upon investigating closer, it's a master bedroom. And there, sitting at the edge of the bed, is a woman with long black hair. Except her face is all wrong. Where like a face should be is just like teeth and stuff. Just like that mimic part that wasn't fully integrated into a human. And they're sitting there on the bed in that white ballerina outfit. With a music box. And it's got it open, and it's playing. It's watching the little ballerina spin around and around in it, kind of like sadly.
Okay.
That music just chef kiss. Mwah. Love the sound design. Great.
Does it see me?
Not yet.
It sounds like it's got its back to me. Okay. I'm going to back away. And Tilda's going to put some various religious symbols around the door and the windows, any potential exits. And use magic to try to keep it there, sort of imprison it. Because she does know that the only thing that's ever referenced to be a weakness to mimics is like religious type things. So crosses or prayers or scriptures or things like that. This is the only thing that she's come across.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So you're doing religious symbols and stuff like that?
Yep. Would you like me to roll weird?
Yes, please. Roll magic.
Okay. It's an 8. I'm going to use a D4 to try to make that a full success.
Okay.
Awesome. So 10.
10. All right. So what exactly are you trying to do here? Just religious symbols?
So
or?
So I've put probably like crosses and things like that around the. Hold on one second. That music got really, really freaking loud on my
I
end.
am so sorry. I'm trying to.
That's good. I just adjusted it. So crosses and things like that, and she's using magic to. Here we go. She's using magic to basically form a barrier spell, keeping whatever this is inside the property.
Okay.
So that it can't leave.
Okay. So, all right. You succeed. I mean, you put these spells around. Are you going to call your friends?
No, not exactly. Tilda's going to, after doing this, is going to sneak back up to the car and let Savoy know what's going on.
Savoy is then going to is going to have Barney, who's the most enclosed in the car, give a call to Tilda and, or not Tilda, Mira and Jonas. So instead of a text message, it's a phone call.
Okay.
Reporting on what they found.
Okay. So Mira, I assume that he would call Mira. I mean, it's Jonas's car. You can put 2 and 2 together that way.
It is Savoy's car that they're driving back, but
is it? I thought it was Jonas's car.
It's Jonas's.
Oh, okay. Never mind then. I was gonna say Savoy's car has Bluetooth.
Yeah, no, I assumed that was just Jonas's truck or whatever he drives.
Gotcha.
So
Mira has her phone set to silent, so she doesn't pick it up.
So all right. So Barney tried calling Mira first off, and then tries calling Jonas.
Jonas is going to glance at the phone and ask Mira if she would pick it up for him.
She reaches over and grabs it and accepts the call and puts it to her ear.
And Barney says essentially what they found.
Yes. Barney repeats everything that he heard, so.
Mira asks if it's like, do you need us?
It's like, I am unsure at this moment.
All right, well, how about you give us a call back when you figure it out?
Thank you for your sass, young lady.
You're absolutely welcome, old man.
So Savoy, upon hearing the end of that call, is just gonna roll their eyes and turn their attention to Tilda and says, well, Do we have any guarantee that this mimic cannot leave this house with the barriers that you put on it?
Well, I mean, from what I've read, they have a weakness to religious things. But the barrier spell, so that should help. But the barrier spell I put up should prevent anything from leaving that house until I take it down.
Well, we ought to test it just in case. Calls Barney over, is like, Barney, I need you to offer me an extra hand or a leg, I suppose. There are more guns in the back of the car. And
There's what in the back of the
there's
car?
more guns.
Yes,
Oh.
yes,
Never
I
leave.
did.
Without guns.
Whatever car we are actively using, including the limousine, we tend to make sure is well supplied in armaments.
Thank you, Barney. Barney, I need you to essentially help me. We're going to try and see if we can lure this out to ensure that we have it trapped there. And this problem isn't going to resolve itself, so we might as well take a crack at getting rid of it now. Not knowing exactly what they are going against.
Okay, so you want to go in the house. Do I have that right?
Not in the house, almost up to the opening of the house and to entice it to come out.
Okay.
And
So
Savoy smells
how
like
do you do that?
blood still. I wasn't entirely sure.
Like, are you want to
I
make
mean, I
loud
could just-
noises? Do you want to use magic to lure it out?
I
Do you
was
want to
thinking
just
loud
walk in and go,
noises.
hey, come at me, bro.
I was thinking the latter, but I will digress to Tilda's expertise.
I mean, we could just try knocking on the door or on the window and being like, hi, see what it does.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay.
So Savoy
Um,
needs Barney to kind of like help keep them up, essentially. Unless they can walk on their own now, which would
So-
be cool.
I mean,
Savoy,
yeah, you can-
Why don't you just stay in the limo? I'll go do that, and Barney can back me up.
I am not leaving you out there alone. Barney, grab a gun for both of us.
And Barney will be there with me.
Yeah, but I'm going to be there with you too. Come on, chop chop.
Unfortunately, it is not my job to argue the sanity of the person who's paying me copious amounts of money. So
Tilda just sort of rolls her eyes and sighs and goes, all right, fine. Well, if we're both potentially about to die, then I'm doing this. And she leans over and gives Savoy a kiss on the cheek before walking towards the house.
Savoy's just like, what?
what just happened?
Give me the 42. I just give me the 42 party.
What?
The gun,
Savoy's-
yes.
Savoy's only means of coping is to make sure that they have the gun that they want.
Okay.
If you think this is
dying.
wild. No, Barney just kind of, hands her the gun, no questions asked, and then turns to Tilda and says, if you think this is wild, you should see our hunting trips.
I have a very important question.
Yes.
Yes.
Where does Savoy keep their armaments?
In her pants.
In their sleevements. Okay, proceed.
Oh. Hold on. Hold on.
I'm dead. Thanks, Vanessa.
Let's see, it's backwards. That's a 6.5. I give it a 6.5.
What do you mean a 6.5? That was great.
I'm laughing so hard my jaw is cramping up.
Ow!
Oh no!
My stomach hurts. Welcome to Tickfaw Files, where
It's the gift
girls
that
just
keeps on giving.
3 hours straight.
Yep.
It's a new spin on the where do they keep their armies and their sleeveys.
I've never heard that, so this is new gold for me.
I hadn't heard that
man.
joke and I fucking walked into it.
So yeah. Tilda leans over, gives Savoy a kiss on the cheek, walks off, and goes, "Yeah, I'm not big into hunting." And doesn't wait for
No,
Savoy
you
and
don't
Barney
say.
to get up there. She just taps on the window next across from the mimic.
Savoy's gonna follow and try and hobble the best that they can over there by themselves until they need help, in which they will
Barney's
lead against...
just behind. Barney's just like beside her, just like, I'm used to this happening. Yeah.
Savoy just shakes their head and says, "I don't pay you to talk, Barney. Aim your weapon at the door or the window." And prepares their weapon and aims also.
No, you're not wrong. So yes, he aims his weapon. So you tap on the window, Tilda. And the girl, the weird mimic woman, she snaps music box shut. And then that mouth opens up and just hisses, like you see there's like mandibles and everything that comes out and everything, and just hisses at the window. And it heads for the window.
Okay. Tilda's got both daggers out and takes a step back and just waits to see what happens.
Okay, you step back as this creepy mimic woman with long hair runs out the window, and then she grabs the curtains and shuts them.
What? Kick down the door. Let's go in.
Savoy, then you'd be locked in there with it, and you can barely stand.
Well, how do you suppose we drag it out then, if it doesn't want to come out?
You could just burn down the house and see if it runs away.
No. I do not need to pay Kyle another $400,000 for a new fucking land piece. Jesus, come on.
Is it not insured?
Not against fucking arson.
Fires happen all the time.
Tilda, no. Savoy
Barney's
goes to
like, may I remind you we are in a swamp?
Oh yeah, things don't burn so easy in the swamp.
You'd be surprised.
Tilda, no. No.
I'm just saying, I'm trying to think of the best way to get rid of it without us, dying.
We're not gonna die. It's a mimic. We took care of an entire room full of them. We'll be fine. Savoy says, not remembering
It's
they
a
didn't
massive
actually do anything
mimic.
about it. Savoy gets to the door and pounds on the door and then goes to open it.
Well, okay. So I mean, you can open the door. It's getting in that is fine. It's getting
It's
out.
the getting
There's
out.
nothing. I mean, you open the door. There's nothing there.
Savoy's gonna shout, "Hey, lady!"
Nothing.
Tilda calls it. How do you feel about replacing windows and furniture?
I can replace windows.
Great. Tilda pulls out the gun, just starts shooting through the window into the bedroom. I'm assuming I can still see them at the door, right? They're not.
See,
Tilda and Barney
Savoy?
are not
Yeah.
inside. Yeah.
We're not inside
Or yeah,
yet.
Savoy and Barney.
Savoy is going to
Okay, yeah.
aim their gun into the room without going inside yet.
Okay.
So Tilda's just shooting through the window. She can't really see anything, but she's sort of trying to aim where she remembered kind of like where the bed was and
12 rounds in that handgun, if that matters.
okay.
So, Savoy. Yeah, okay. That's actually correct. Michael, thank you. Tilda? Roll to kick some ass.
Excuse me. Where's
I mean,
that?
the
There it is.
invisible ass is still ass, or obscured ass.
Okay, that's a fail.
God damn.
Hilda, does the gun jam on you, or what happens?
That would be my guess,
So,
but I don't know.
what happens is you hit the window frame, which is, turns out is metal, and it ricochets. Let's see how bad
Okay.
this ricochet is. Why don't we?
Savoy, no!
Odds or evens?
Evens.
Very well. All right. It just ricochets off into the woods.
Ooh.
My bad.
Yep. So, however, Savoy, you do see the bedroom door open down that hall.
Okay. Does anything
And-
smell?
Yeah, you see kind of a woman kind of scramble out, clutching a music box to her chest.
Savoy is going to aim and fire.
Okay. Kick some ass.
Eight.
8. All right. That's a mixed success. So here's what happens. So you hit it. And you see kind of this bluish blackish blood just spattered across the floor. But then it shrieks. It's the form of the woman distorts into that giant mimic, and it grabs a vase from the table and throws it at you. Both you and Barney, although it doesn't hit you, you are all covered with glass shards, and take 1 damage each.
Has my harm healed since
You are no
last?
longer in critical condition, so you have healed up to, I'd say, 2.
Okay. So I
And you
take
still-
3.
So now you're at 3.
Do they get the opportunity to act under pressure to avoid getting hit with glass?
The rules for kick some ass is basically you act and there's a retaliation.
Okay.
And then the woman grabs the door to another room and runs in. Except it's not a woman anymore. That it drops form, so it's like a creepy mimic thing. In fact, there's art of it on the Tickfaw page. On Roll20. So
Savoy is going to at Tilda and look forward and look back at Tilda and say, I have to go in.
I don't think you have to go anywhere except for back to the car, and Barney and I can go in there.
I can't let that happen. I do have to go in. And looks at Barney and is like, Barney, take me inside.
yes. You know, I always knew associating with you would get me killed one of these days.
This is not your day, though, Barney. Let's go.
All right. All right. And so he
If you
does.
kill Barney, Rowan, I swear to God. I
Barney's
will
just like-
come after you in your sleep.
Let's see. Does life insurance cover monster attacks?
I can make up whatever it is that is needed to make up for this. Anyways,
I'm
Let's
pretty sure
go.
it covers alligator attacks, so.
Alligator attacks it is. So yeah, just Barney nonchalantly helps take Savoy in.
I guess Tilda's gonna follow, because, yeah, Tilda. It doesn't really affect Tilda to be in there. She can drop the spell whenever she wants. So, yeah, Tilda will follow, probably with the daggers, since they're going inside now.
Okay. With Savoy semi-leading the way, they're going to go directly to the doorway. Does the door open in or out?
It
Or is that
opens
away from
out.
them? Okay.
So away from them.
So Savoy is going to pull the knob so that it unlatches and have Barney kick it in while they aim into the room.
Okay. So you open the door, and it is a bathroom,
Okay.
and it looks empty.
Are there duplicates of anything?
No, but the curtains are. Hold on. Roll investigate mystery, please.
7.
Make success. You get to hold one.
Can I help?
That's not going to change it from mixed success to a full success. You weren't 1 off. You were 2, 3 off. Yeah. So unfortunately, no.
Okay.
I would assume. Okay, what you would be asking is what is being concealed here. I think.
Yes.
All right. So looking at this bathroom, I mean, it's a rather nice. I mean, Kyle does a good job keeping these properties. There's a mirror, a sink, a toilet, a rug, pictures on the walls, and then there is a shower curtain, and it's drawn over the top, around the tub.
So the tub is
There's no.
concealed.
The tub is concealed.
Oh, Savoy is going to fire a shot into the tub through the curtain without moving it.
Okay.
It's deafening.
Yeah, that would be so loud.
Okay. So you fire it. Nothing happens. Nothing in the curtain, at least.
Fuck. Tilda, I don't even know what I'm looking for anymore.
It's a giant mimic with a music box. It didn't look like the music box was part of it. So after it threw that base at you, it ran in here.
Yes.
Okay. Well, Tilda's gonna move into the bathroom a little bit. And with the silver dagger just basically cut across the shower curtain.
Okay. Roll act under
To
pressure.
basically just remove it, essentially. Hold on, I've read about this sort of thing.
Oh.
I can roll sharp.
How to cut across fabric. Really good.
13.
Okay. 13.
It's the name of the move as I've read about this sort of thing. So I get to roll sharp instead of cool for act under pressure.
Yeah, you pull, you cut it so good, man, and it just falls. Yeah, you're standing over the tub, like from where you are, like there's nothing against the wall, like there is a bullet in the wall now. But there is a woman in the bathtub, just kind of laying down with that music box across her chest. And immediately when you see her, she hisses and swipes at you. And I will say that yes, for this one, you can act under pressure.
Okay. That's a fail.
A fail. Okay. All right. Its claws get you across the chest. But it only does 1 point of damage, but you are shoved back as she pushes past you.
So
I am okay with being out of the way.
now that Tilda's out of the way and the woman has left the tub, can Savoy fire again?
Yes.
So roll to kick some ass, right?
Yes.
8.
8. Okay. Mixed success. So yeah, you hit her. And you definitely see, like, where exactly are you aiming?
Her chest.
Okay. There's like a hole that comes through the chest with that blue blood, and then the hole kind of fills back up.
Fuck.
And she makes this hissing shriek and throws you and like pulls her arms out, and they like stretch wildly and like pushes both you and Barney out of the way, and she runs down the hall heading for the door.
Okay. Can I roll cool to make sure that Savoy stays in control?
Yes.
Oh God. That's a 0.
That's a 0.
So
That's Zahil.
hi, Zahil. Does she make it past the door?
She does not. She like slams against the door. Like the door's open, right? She slams against, but there's a barrier there, and she just makes this howling shriek as she slams against this invisible barrier, and then she turns around and heads for the stairs upstairs.
Where are the stairs located? I assume between Zahil and her, right?
So what I'm imagining for this house is that there is the front living room, there is the hallway that you guys went down for the bathroom and the bedrooms and a couple of like other rooms, and then there in that front room still there is also beside the hallway stairs leading up.
Okay.
So it is right in that front room.
All right, and you say that the stairs are closer to the mimic?
Yes.
All right. Zahil would like to meet her at the stairs and attack. What would I roll for that?
Okay. You would roll kick some ass.
Oh, here we go. 13.
13. Damn. So, okay. So what does Zahil do?
Zahil would like to slash the fuck out of this bitch.
All right. So you slice into her. You slice her face, across her face. And she stumbles back, falling onto the floor. The illusion fades again, and it's that horrid mimic thing still clutching this music box to its chest, and it's there against the ground. And then it slithers off. It slithers behind the couch instead, towards another window.
Okay, Tilda.
Can I was gonna say, can I be following and do something?
Sure.
Okay. So I just leveled up. So I did the take and move from another playbooks and got Hex.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna throw magic at it and try to get the thing to break the music box.
Okay.
Or if I can, rather than like purposely breaking it, kind of modify that to make it drop the music box.
Okay. All right. So it's heading for the window. Is the barrier only on the door, or is it the whole house?
No, specifically had her do all the windows and doors.
Okay. So yeah, no, as it's heading for the window, it basically is going to jump out the window, breaks the glass, isn't able to get that far, and the ricochet makes it drop the music box.
Okay. What is its reaction?
It seems a little stunned. It wasn't expecting to not go through the window.
Can Zahil
Okay.
grab the music box?
Yes, roll act under pressure, please.
Which one? What?
I think that's cool.
Oh, that's not so great
Yeah.
for me. 5.
We do have a D4 and 2D6 available.
Can I roll a
Mhm.
D4?
Sure. We also have an advantage, just heads up for everybody.
That's a 6.
Okay.
Can I help?
Yeah, make it a success. I mean, a
Okay,
mixed
I'll
success,
help.
not a success.
Do I need to roll anything? The help action's what? Cool?
Yeah, it roll for cool, I think.
Sweet! +1.
Yay!
Makes it a 7.
Well, it's still a big success. Good job. You got it up 1 point. All right. So
Better than a fail.
yeah. So make success. So you accomplish what you set out to accomplish, but there is consequences. So Zahil, you grab that music box, and it whirls around and looks at you and just shrieks in rage and lunges for you in that music box.
Can Zahil slash at it again?
Kick some ass, my friend.
That's awesome. Zahil is good at 14.
14. Okay. Yeah, all right. This time, it looks like you've done something, definitely. I mean, already, those marks were having a harder time fading. The slash marks.
And Zahil is gonna scream back at it.
As opposed to trying to, like, destroy you, Zahil. It's just wrapping itself around your arms, trying to get like around your like hands, its little tendrils or whatever, trying to get you to drop that music box and give it back.
Squeeze it?
If you want.
Can I just squeeze it until it pops?
If you want.
Or shake it in Tilda's direction? Is it kick ass again? For squeezing the shit out of it?
No, I would
Was
say...
that what the 14 was for?
No, that was for cutting this bitch.
Oh, right.
You're not really kicking ass. I would say it's probably another act under pressure.
Oh.
Unless, Tilda, there's something you want to do.
Yeah, Tilda.
Yeah, can I try to cut its head off?
Yes, I guess.
Okay. I'm gonna walk over with Tilda with both daggers and just sort of like try to use them like scissors and sort of cut the thing's head off.
Okay.
See if this works.
We're gonna do that before Zahil squeezes the shit out of them.
Okay.
Oh, for fuck's sake. I'm gonna add a d6.
I'm going to do a d6 against you. And guess what?
Rude.
Also, you know what else? Switch your action. Don't cut our head off.
Okay. Then I'm not using a d6. And I'm not going to try to cut its head off.
What are you going to do?
I am going to try and study its head and figure out why it can look like sort of like a person. I want to
Okay.
investigate it.
Investigate
Since
it.
it's
Do you have any
being held.
monster empathy type skills?
Nope.
Okay. All right. So, what did you get for investigate a mystery?
7.
7. Okay. Hold 1. So you're just. This is what I'll give you.
I want to know why it can look like a person is what I'm going for.
This is what I will give you is you look at it in this. Well, right now it isn't necessarily a ballerina girl. Now it's kind of mad and shook up, so it's dropped that form. But you realize that ballerina looks mighty familiar to you, and then you look on the side wall, and there's a painting, and it's the prima ballerina painting by Duchamp. Just a print of it on the wall.
Okay.
So you realize that the mimic must have seen the painting and tried to mimic the woman in the painting, but didn't quite get it right.
Interesting. So I don't get any kind of information on why it can look like mobile things instead of just stationary things.
From all that you can gather, like this is the. You get the feeling like this is the big bad. This is the boss. This is the queen.
Okay.
And Mira was like,
Tilda's
nah.
Tilda's gonna kind of look at that, kind of get that realization, go, yeah, Zahil, you can kill it.
Zahil's gonna sink its claws into it and try and tear it in half.
All right, Zahil. Before you do that,
Okay.
this music box that you're holding pops open on its own, and there's Temryu. He's like, I
Oh.
wouldn't do that if I were
This asshole again.
you. You don't see him. You don't
the
see him.
lips But Tilda can see Zahil's lips roll across their teeth in sort of a bard fashion, and Zahil talks to the box of why isn't that a good idea?
Oh, well, because I said so. She's not hurting anyone, is she?
Not yet. But she hurt me. You see what I look like? She scratched this. She should be punished.
Hey. So, Zahil, I'm guessing you're talking to the asshole again? That's Savoy said that's who you were talking to before?
Zahil's just gonna snort in Tilda's direction. Like,
I'm gonna take that as a yes. So, yeah, I'm gonna say this is probably dangerous. And whatever he's saying is probably bullshit.
It is not. I'm telling you not to fight. Or rather, kill.
Is he saying something rude about me?
no.
Oh,
And
do you
with
want
the
me to? I can
music
absolutely
box
say
under
something
one arm,
rude.
I will pull this music box apart. And with the other arm, Zahil takes the mimic and very begrudgingly puts it on the ground and lets it go.
So you let it go, and immediately it heads up the stairs.
And Savoy
Just like a snake,
watches,
just
or
disappears.
Zahil watches it like a cat watching its favorite dinner piece.
So yeah, it heads upstairs. It kind of shrieks at you as it does so, because I mean you still have the music box, but it realizes that it can't stop you. But it leaves like a trail of blue blood as it goes.
Oh, good. Maybe it'll die anyways. Zahil takes
Well,
the
it's
box.
not getting out of here.
And Zahil's like, I want to leave, Tilda.
Well, before you leave, we're gonna need to have a little bit of a chat.
Zahil snarls and closes the distance between them, grabbing the front of Tilda's shirt and pulling her in close. But takes note not to hurt her yet. And
Okay.
says you better make it
Tilda,
quick.
I would suggest putting me down unless you would like me to curse you. I just figured out how to do those.
Zahil
I couldn't
debates.
inflict a lot of pain on just you.
Zahil very, very much debates on whether or not to let her go, and sets her down and sits like a very patient, unhappy dog.
Tilda also sits down across from Zahil and goes, look, I would very much prefer to be friends with you. But currently you're doing some things that makes that kind of relationship a bit difficult. I care a lot about Savoy, and by association I care about you. But when you're acting directly against them and against all of us, that's a problem. So yes, I could make things very difficult for you. I do not want to do that. So let's just talk and see if we can find some sort of common ground. I don't think that thing can go anywhere. Based on what the prince told you, what Savoy told us, guessing it's probably oh yeah, just do this little thing for me and I'll give you all this stuff. And then once you do it, he's going to be like, lol, JK.
You don't know how Fae work.
Kinda do.
Savoy is testing.
No, you don't.
Zahil is testing the windows to see if there's like weak spots while Tilda's talking.
No, they're stuck. You're pretty much stuck. But yeah, Temri was like,
Kinda.
no, you absolutely don't understand how Fae work, do you, little Tilda? No, she can't hear me. That's unfortunate.
So I'm guessing they probably promised you something, And then they probably worded it in a very convenient way to where there's a little loophole that they can go, oh, but it wasn't this thing, or you didn't do it exactly this way.
No loopholes involved in this situation. I just really, really want to give my kingdom to someone who's worthy. And trust me, you are not worthy. She looks at Tilda. Damn, she still can't hear me.
And so, Zahil just laughs, like throws their head back in like this deafening roar of laughter. Says that's a good one.
Okay. We don't have all night. You and Savoy both need to get rest. So I guess I'll be the adult in the room, and she'll just glare at the music box, assuming that's where Timryu's standing.
Well, no, he's standing like to the side, but the music box is still like open, right?
Yeah. The music box has stayed open.
And Timryu's like, oh, by the way, good job, Zahil. You managed to find one of my artifacts. And I didn't even have to prompt you for it.
So
Zahil is going to make like a satisfied little purr noise and scoop the music box up and says, all right, I'll leave with you. The music box stays in my possession.
when you say you'll leave, you mean give Savoy back control? Is that what you're talking about?
Savoy is too weak right now.
Okay. Well, let's put it this way. I'm guessing since you're now holding that pretty closely and trying to protect it, something that this asshole wants. So
why is she so rude?
So I'm going to say this, because frankly, I'm tired of playing games.
I haven't
We
even
can
told
either
you
be
the
friends
rules.
and you can work with the group, or I can just destroy what's in your hand right now.
You
I
can't
haven't even
destroy.
told her the rules of the game because she wasn't listening.
You can't
what is she
destroy
talking
what's in this box. You have to go through me if you're going to destroy it.
Tilda's going to use magic. So when you cast a spell with use magic as well as the normal effects, you may pick from the following. What is the target breaks something precious or important? And Tilda's just gonna say, I don't have to break it, you will. And then use magic.
Okay, roll use magic.
Okay. I'm gonna roll with advantage because this seems like an important moment.
I am going to do a d6 against you.
Okay. Okay. That's a 9.
All right, 9. All right, I'm trying to find a d6. Hold on. You know, out of all the dice. Okay, lovely.
I'm actually gonna do a thing too. I'm gonna
Okay,
use a D6
minus
as well.
5.
Okay, so that's a 4. It makes it a 5.
Makes it a 5.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and that's with advantage.
Yes, I took the 9 as the advantage, and then you rolled a d6 against it, and then I rolled a d6, but I only got a 1.
Okay, you fail. So the music box doesn't break.
Savoy just is like, I don't know what you did, but it doesn't look like you did anything.
You feel the magic for sure, like the attempt at magic, like it kind of like slithers off of you, Zahil. And Temryu starts kind of walking around till it's like, that's a nice little trick you have. My, this one is very rude.
Barnaby, Zahil says, I want you to incapacitate
Close
Tilda.
I wouldn't do that if I were you. If you want to get out of here,
Barnabas is like, Zahil, we're friends, yes?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. You do realize it's your other half that pays me and pays me specifically not to listen to you.
Fine, I'll do it myself. And Zahil
My
again
apologies.
jumps across, and this time they're going to slash at Tilda. You're gonna let me out, they say. Do you want me to roll for it?
If you kill me, I'll be stuck. You'll be stuck in here forever.
No, I just want you to let me out. I want to wound you. I want to scare you.
I'm not scared.
I've got nothing. If I can't scare her, I have to kill her, and then I'm stuck here. So he'll like pouts.
Tilda's just like sitting there, just matter of factly like,
fun.
I can be very fun, but if you're going to work directly against me and Savoy, then you lose.
Zahil sits there for a minute. Says, you like Savoy then. That's what you keep saying. And instead they take their claws and put it up to themselves. And they're like, I will hurt this body. And you've seen what pain does in a transfer. When Savoy comes back, I don't think they're going to live through it. But they're bluffing because Zahil doesn't actually want to die.
Tilda just goes, then you die.
But I can still hurt myself.
Then Savoy comes back.
Yeah.
Why can't you just work with me? Zahil just like throws a temper tantrum and sits down with the music box in their lap. But their anger begins to fizzle out, and the less controls Zahil has over the situation, the more Savoy can come back. And eventually, Savoy is just tired, curled up around the music box.
Okay.
So, Temryu sighs and just kind of crouches besides you, Zahil. It's like, I honestly wish I could help. But alas, just know that I'm here.
Zahil just snorts before they're completely washed away, and it's just Savoy that's left.
Hi, welcome back.
And there's Temryu kind of crouched beside you, Savoy.
Savoy gives Temryu a very dirty look and says, what is it that you actually want, Temryu?
Well, it would have been nice if you listened to me the first time, but you were 4 sheets to the wind, and that's unfortunate. But
that's why you don't bother people when they're drinking.
If I had an opportunity before, I would. But I've been rather incapacitated.
Tell him that's why you call ahead, too. I'm assuming he's talking about when we were drunk.
Keep going, Temryu.
Yes, I find myself in quite a predicament myself. And so allow me to explain again the situation, because it seems that you don't know. It's like this. The world is changing. It's inevitable. There's nothing you can do about it. The realms will combine. We find ourselves in a sticky situation, you and I. You as the leader of this land, I the leader of my little pocket, where we fled thousands of years ago when we were chased out by Christianity.
Okay, get to your point.
The point is, I'd like this to work in a way that doesn't end with my people slaughtering your people. So I've set up a little game. A game to figure out whether or not you and your humans are worth keeping. And you have not performed well, my dear. Attacking that poor, innocent queen. That did not reflect well on you.
Well, tell me the rules of your game and tell me what the objective is, and maybe we'll decide to play.
The rules are simple. Prove that you're worthy. To me. Prove
Just
that
rolls their eyes.
prove that humanity is worth keeping around. I hate you for what you've done to me and my people. And so, this will go one of two ways. Either you stay and we work things out, or I kill you all. That's what it's come down to now.
Yeah, we'll think about it. And Savoy tips the lid of the music box closed.
And he disappears once the music box is closed.
Okay. So that was interesting.
Savoy's like, okay, Tilda, this is enough for today. Let's go home.
I agree. Tilda's just gonna get up and help Savoy up. What about the thing upstairs?
Leave it be for now. It's not hurting anybody. But if you can put your wards back up, that would be awesome. We can at least keep a tab on
I
it.
can certainly try.
Because even if it's going to get out of here, I don't think it's going to get far.
Okay. So Tilda will go to the door, drop the barrier spell, and help Savoy to the car. And then once Savoy's, secured, situated, she'll go back and try to basically redo the spell.
Okay. So then they head home.
Do you need me to roll again for that?
No, I'd say you're good.
Okay.
So, all right. We'll have to do the stuff. Yeah, we'll have to do the stuff with Mira and Jonas next time. Because it's time, you guys.
Oh, no.
But,
That was so good.
no, hold on, there's one more thing. As the night, as everything kind of falls into night, the goblins sit around the campfire, telling their spooky stories about scary things or things that they determine are scary. Apparently, rabbits are one of them. So they're
That's
telling
amazing.
their scariest rabbit stories, and then all of a sudden, Lily walks into their camp. They start and step back. It's like, tiny human, tiny human, tiny human. Why is tiny human here? And then Lily speaks. It's like, my, you have got quite the setup there. Immediately Rusty stands at attention, says, "It is you, the prince. Why are you here?" It's like, well, you are still part of our army. You know that. And it's like, we knows, but we live here now. We live here, with us and only us. It's like, that's not how it works. Darling, I've been kind, I've been generous, I've given you your space. So, you want to settle into the human world? That's totally fine. I understand completely. I mean, that was the plan in the first place, wasn't it? It's awful nice that you've been making friends. But I need you. And they all kind of huddle and start talking amongst each other. And finally, Rusty steps forward. It's like, what? What do you need? It's like, my dear, poor, sweet black lady is trapped in the house. I need you to help get rid of the wards so she can go free. Can you do that for me? Thanks. And then Lily shakes her head, looks confused, and then walks off. They all exchange looks, and that's where we're going to end.
Dun, dun, dun.
Nice. Bop, bop, bop. Well, that was awesome.
Sorry that took so
That was a
long
very-
and that Mira and Jonas didn't get their scene.
Oh, that will happen next time. It's fine.
Oh, you know.
You know.
That definitely took a lot longer to resolve than I expected. I also didn't expect who I'm just going to affectionately call Butthole Man now to show up.
Butthole Man!
It's a bit of an inside joke with Rowan and I, but also
I can
He's butthole.
see your butthole.
Butthole Man.
Okay.
Really, really trippy, bizarre game that Jacksepticeye did a Let's Play on, and Rowan and I both watched it at the same time, and it was just bizarre. That was a line from it. Anyways, that was great. Let's do our favorite moments and where you can find all of us and all that jazz, and then we'll go on a raid. So, yeah, let's start with Rowan. What was your favorite part? Where can we find you next? And anything else you'd like to share?
Just the part where, just freaking Vanessa, your pun, where you killed me so hard. That I was cracking up then. I really enjoyed just the fact that Naomi is involved finally now. And me getting to tip my hand a little more. So
Yay!
yep. So yeah, I think that's my favorite part. You can find me next on Saturday, where we're doing the Badlands. And yeah, just really awesome, you guys. Till then, you can find me at Row North Illustrations, and yeah.
Awesome. Next we've got Vanessa. What was your favorite part? Where can we find you next? And anything else that you'd like to share?
Did you say me?
Vanessa?
Oh, sorry.
Yes, I
You
did.
cut out. I didn't hear what you said.
No
My
worries.
favorite part was maybe Jonas and Tilda bringing back some blood for Mira. So it was thoughtful of them. And now they're actually starting to see each other kind of as friends now. So that's pretty cool. Very sweet.
Yay!
Awesome.
You can find me again here next week. We'll be chilling out and doing, I guess, some more Mira and Jonas. So I'm excited for that. And then you guys can find me on Twitter at Pepero Draws, and that's Pepero like the candy. And if you guys want to check out the plethora of Mira and Jonas sketches that I've done, those are all there. And then they're also up on my Ko-fi. If you want to take a look, it's just ko-fi.com/PeperoPrincess instead of Pepero Draws. So all those are up there. And if you want me to maybe draw your own campaign character, then I can certainly do that for you. Yeah.
Awesome. Next, we've got Yasmin. What was your favorite part? Where can we find you next? And anything else that you'd like to share?
My favorite part was definitely like a small bonding moment between Savoy and Mira, which I thought was great. You can find me here next week doing the Savoy and Zahil thing. And you can see my art where I upload ship art for this game, among a multitude of other things, on my Twitter at ytatianaart. Or if you're interested in my art and apparel, you can check out misstart.shop online, which I will put in the chat box. And that's it.
Very cool. Next, we've got Riley. What was your favorite part? Where can we find you next? And anything else that you'd like to share?
I loved Mira getting protective over Jonas, and I loved Jonas just walks in and says something super out of nowhere to Tilda, and Tilda just runs with it, with the cult thing. Like, that was awesome. You can find me on at Arieli Knits on any social media platform, as well as the at Makawaka Kiki on Twitter, and I will put my website in the chat.
Awesome. I guess that just leaves me my favorite parts. I also really enjoyed the Jonas and Tilda just playing off each other with the whole cult thing. Tilda's just like, normally I'd be like, what the fuck are you talking about, Jonas? But Naomi's here, so I'm guessing something's up, so I'm just gonna roll with it. That was a lot of fun. I also really enjoyed, it's probably something that didn't come through a whole lot on from everybody else's perspective, but Tilda had some pretty serious personal growth over the course of the evening, with the whole like no, I'm not gonna be afraid to show my feelings for once, and so just the sort of like little notes to that she left for Savoy and like the cheek kiss and everything was definitely a moment of growth for Tilda. That was cool. And holy crap, the whole house scene with the mimic and Butthole Man and everything, it's just, oh, that was so creepy. It was good. I really liked that whole thing. It was great.
Yay.
Let's see what else. Where can you find me next? Today's Wednesday. I had to think a second. I'm like, today's Tickfaw, so that means it's a Wednesday. So next it'll be Friday. We'll be here for a one shot with Rowan again. Actually,
I totally forgot.
Yeah, there's still spots open for that too. So if you'd like to join us on the stream on Friday, it's the same time, 7 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. For that one shot, it's going to be a steampunk horror type deal. Did I understand that right, Rowan?
So basically, the game that we are playing on Friday is based on the browser game Fallen London, or Echo Bazaar, which takes place in alternate reality Victorian London that has been swallowed by hell. And it's a very, very twisted, kind of horror-esque world that takes place in kind of a different alternate history. So, yeah.
That's right. I remember the first time you told me, I remember my initial thought was like, this sounds like a steampunk Hellgate London, which is amazing. I'm very much looking forward to it. It's going to be cool. And yeah, we've still got, I think, 2 open spots for that. If more than 2 people sign up, we can probably fit you in there too. So if you're interested, definitely let me know. Just shoot me a DM on Twitter, which is right below my face here, just at the Raven. You can also find all of us and talk about that, or sign up on Discord, which is blackfeather.club. It's there in chat. And then as far as anything else I want to share, just did want to mention there is a lot of Tickfaw Files composite art that I've done on Patreon right now, which is right there in chat. Definitely check out everybody's Twitter on here because we've all done fan art for this game and it's all been amazing. But I do have mine open at least until the end of April. I have not been posting anything patrons only. It's been all open to everyone, so you don't have to be subscribed to see it, in an effort to give people something fun and interesting to look at while we're all stuck inside. So if you do want to check some of that out, at least until the end of April, I may extend it past that, but at least until the end of April, pretty much all the content on there is free to access. So there is that as well. Yeah, with that, we're going to go on our raid. We've got our raid cry, which is second tenet is shake our tail feathers on the dance floor. There it is again in chat. And also, yes, thank you very much to Michael for all the bits and the donations. That was amazing, very generous. Thank you so much. Thank you to everybody who spent guild coins as well, and did all the tweets to the tweeters with the Twitters. And yeah, I will see you all on Friday. Bye.